Tim McNair, now that school was out, helped his grandfather with his duties as janitor. Tim rang the great bell in the State House in Philadelphia on this June morning of 1776. This bell called the members of the Second Continental Congress to their daily sessions. Tim watched John Adams, John Hancock, Richard Henry Lee, and Benjamin Franklin arrive. Tim often ran errands for the 70-year-old Dr. Franklin, who was his special friend. This morning, as Tim brought new quill pens into the East Chamber, he heard Mr. Lee speaking. "These colonies are, and of a right ought to be, free and independent states," were his ringing words. Tim was deeply stirred by the speech. Like others, he wanted to see his country free. When war with England started over a year ago, the hated British redcoats had left. Many Tories, as citizens loyal to England were called, had either left the city or been jailed. As Tim walked home with Dr. Franklin, they passed groups of patriots drilling. Dr. Franklin asked Tim to step into the garden of his Market Street home for a glass of lemonade. "Do you think, sir, the colonies can ever be independent, as Mr. Lee says?" asked Tim. "God helps those who help themselves," smiled Dr. Franklin. "There are no gains without pains." "I wish I were older than 12 so I could fight," exclaimed Tim. "I want to help my country." "Perhaps you will be able to help, Tim," said Dr. Franklin kindly. "I'll remember when the time comes." June passed, and Tim knew that Mr. Jefferson and others were drafting a Declaration of Independence. Some people were afraid of the idea, but brave patriots spoke on the streets in favor of it. Congress began voting for independence. The vote of Delaware was in question. Delaware's third delegate, Caesar Rodney, had the deciding vote, but he was 80 miles away on July 3rd. Rodney's vote for independence would make the colonies unanimous for independence. "Send me for him, Dr. Franklin," begged Tim. "We can be back here in time for the last ballot." "Tories might stop a man, but a boy can go unnoticed," said Dr. Franklin. "Yes, go, Tim." Tim was given a fast horse, the directions, and a letter from Mr. Rodney in Dover, Delaware. Tim had galloped many miles when suddenly a redcoat stepped into the road and stopped him. "Give me that horse, boy," he said gruffly. The soldier grasped the bridle and Tim had no choice. "Wait, boy. Can you guide me to Mr. Patton's estate? No tricks now. You can ride behind me." "Yes, sir," said Tim, although he had never heard of Mr. Patton. "First we must ford the Schuylkill River." Tim rode behind the redcoat, trying to think of some way to escape and save the horse. As they rode under the low branch of a chestnut tree, Tim pulled off one of last year's prickly burrs. The river was high, so to avoid getting wet, the soldier drew his feet up out of the stirrups. Tim saw his chance. He jabbed the horse hard with the sharp burr. The horse kicked, throwing the man into the river. Tim hung on to the back of the saddle. Tim climbed into the saddle and was away before the surprised redcoat could stand up. Tim rode hard and at last reached Mr. Rodney's house, just as the delegate was having dinner. Mr. Rodney read the letter and, while Tim was being given food, prepared to leave at once. By riding all night and the next day, they reached Philadelphia just in time for the last ballot. And that was how all of the colonies voted for independence on July 4th, 1776. On July 8th, the great bell called the people to the State House Square to hear the proclamation. the sheriff asked a patriot, John Nixon, who had a strong and clear voice, to read the Declaration. After Captain Nixon read the great words, the people began to cheer. And as they cheered, the voice of the great bell joined in, pealing for liberty. "Thank you for letting me go, Dr. Franklin," said Tim. "I am proud that I could help a little bit." "Little strokes fell great oaks," replied Franklin. "Your little bit, Tim, helped launch a nation." The end. Hey folks, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the show. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Cheers.